All right, welcome on back, everybody, to First CSP, channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issue from all councils in Scouting America, both past and present. Today, we're going to go all the way to Hawaii for Aloha Council 104. Aloha Council was formed in 1957 as a name change, formerly the Honolulu County Council, and it has remained the Aloha Council in service ever since. There are actually two variants of the first issue today that are exceptionally difficult to be able to discern the difference between. So we want to try and highlight that with both issues here today. And we'll head on over to the patch table. So here is the first issue. It is the S1A for the Aloha Council. It is defined by the brown border. We have along the edge here. We have a gold horizontally stitched background. We have a gold fleur-de-lis here towards the center. It does say serving youth throughout the Pacific along the bottom. And we have the council name Aloha Council along the top. We have the depiction of the Hawaiian Islands here in the center as well. A couple of palm trees on either side. Flip it over and kind of show you the back here. So this is the S1A. And that is the first issue from the Aloha Council. We'll contrast that here with the S1B. Kind of looks like I'm a magician playing sleight of hand and just put the same patch up. But there is a slight difference. The S1B defined by a dark brown border, and man is it super similar. We will show them side by side here, and I'll kind of give you some of the keys that I use to differentiate the two. The same gold horizontal background, same gold fleur-de-lis in the center, also stating serving youth throughout the Pacific. And that is the S1B. They are exceptionally similar, and because of the replication of colors in photographs depending on the surrounding light and how well that's reproduced in digital imaging, if you have one of these by themselves, it can be nearly impossible to discern, say in an online auction type setting, which one you're dealing with if you don't have the other there for contrast. And that's been one of the things that's always difficult for us as collectors, is determining which edition you have. Do you have the S1A? Do you have the S1B? And sometimes, and I feel that this is one of those cases, if you don't have both that you can put next to each other, it may be nearly impossible to tell which one you actually have with certainty. All right, take a look at the back here real quick before I put both of them out. So there is the S1B. Again, if we have photographs of the front and back, it might be a little easier to tell the difference. All right, so I'm going to move the S1B down towards the bottom. I'm going to bring back the S1A. Now we can see that there are slight differences. One of the most notable is the actual color of gold. It's a bit darker in the S1A. However, it's not something that you could definitively describe in a textual description, and so that's not something obviously that the collector's guide has tried to reference at all. You get a slightly different appearance in the text. We're presenting serving youth throughout the Pacific. It seems almost maybe a little thinner in the S1B. Again, that's very difficult to describe in just a text description. I haven't seen enough of these to know whether or not the thinner fleur-de-lis points here are consistent enough to be able to discern this as an S1B consistently. If you do look to the palm trees in comparison from the front, that's probably one of the easiest ways to tell that this is a slightly lighter brown and this is what they're calling dark brown. You can kind of see a difference in those trees, but you'll see that the borders here are right up against each other, and it's exceptionally difficult to see a difference in those colors. Yes, this is a little lighter in the S1A. Yes, this is a little darker in the S1B, but man, is that difficult. Now, where that becomes a little easier is actually if you're able to put these next to each other upside down. So we'll let those focus. Here from the back, to me, it's much easier to see that this is a dark brown thread and this is the lighter brown thread. So the light being the S1A and the darker one being the S1B. Here we're seeing that the S1B is a plastic back, whereas on the S1A, this is as a cloth back. I don't have enough background with these issues to know if all of the S1As were done with a cloth back and all of the S1Bs were done with a plastic back. My guess would be that is not necessarily the case, and there may be multiple production runs in which some of them have plastic backs and some do not, because usually if it's guaranteed, they will often make a note in the collector's guide with the textural description, but there is no such reference here, so I don't know that that's the case. But from the back, this is always where it's easiest for me to tell the dark brown S1B border versus the lighter brown S1A. Flip these over one more time to take a look at them from the front. Here are the two variations on the first edition from the Aloha Council. Again, at the top are S1A, again a little bit darker gold. On the bottom are S1B. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed taking a look at the first issues here for the Aloha Council. If you have questions about collecting, about these issues or others, or you'd like to recommend a first issue you'd like to see highlighted on the channel, please go ahead and drop that in the comments below. We'd love to get out episodes for the issues that you're waiting to see. And with that, if you're enjoying this content, please think about liking and subscribing, as well as sharing this with other scouters, collectors, and enthusiasts. Again, we love to share these content with as many people as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and again, we'll catch you on the next one.